We came deep for my birthday, man. Everybody coming up the stairs. No cap, man.
Right now, police looking for the people who killed rapper Foolio in a weekend shooting in Tampa.
Before the murder of Foolio on the morning of June 23rd, a lot of mysterious things happened in the 24 hours leading to his death. Many have been wondering why he kept posting his location despite his many ops in the city and his questionable location at the time of his murder. Who killed him, and would they ever be caught? In this video, we're going to explore all of that and more. 24 hours to Foolio's death. The day Foolio turned 26 was going to be epic. It was June 23rd, 2024, and he was pumped. Foolio had jumped on Instagram to tell his almost 1 million followers about his birthday bash. He was throwing a pool party at an Airbnb in Tampa, Florida, and everyone was invited. Best birthday ever, he wrote.
Just got here, bruh. You got to add it. You got to add it, man. Push up. We just got to this Tampa, Florida, man. You already got to add it to the pool party. Push up at 5:30, man. Push up at 5:30, man. We finna get everything right. Push up at 5:30, 6 o'clock, man.
Videos and photos flooded his social media showing a wild party with friends, music, and lots of laughter. Foolio was having a blast with everyone who came to celebrate. However, later that night, neighbors complained about the noise. The police shut down the party, and everyone was told to leave. Foolio even posted about it on his Instagram. But one thing was for sure, Foolio wasn't about to let that ruin the night he had planned out. He quickly found a new spot to party, a Holiday Inn hotel nearby. Once again, he let his followers know on Instagram, and soon, the hotel's parking lot was packed with cars.
We came deep for my birthday, man. Everybody coming up the stairs. No cap, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? We deep as hell. We deep as hell, 20 deep. Lit everywhere we go.
People were everywhere, and Foolio kept posting updates on Insta, showing how much fun everyone was having. The music was loud, and people were dancing, and the party was going strong. As the night went on, Foolio was still super excited. He was surrounded by his friends and fans, all there to celebrate his big day. However, Foolio had no idea what was coming. He was inside his car at the hotel parking lot, completely unaware of the danger lurking nearby. As the clock ticked closer to the morning, the party was still bubbling. Foolio's last social media post showed how happy he was. But around 4:30 a.m., suddenly, there were loud bangs. Gunshots rang out, bullets flew everywhere, and people started freaking out. Foolio's car got hit. The windshield looked like someone took a bunch of punches to it, and the party turned from fun to pure chaos. 4 people, including Foolio, got shot. Blood was everywhere. Sirens wailed in the distance, and emergency workers rushed to the scene. Foolio's friends tried to help him, but his injuries were too serious. Sadly, Foolio didn't make it. He passed away before much could be done to save his life, while the 3 others sustained major injuries. The police in Tampa started a big investigation to find out what happened. They searched the parking lot for clues, talked to people who saw the shooting, and looked at security footage, all in an effort to catch whoever killed Foolio and bring them to justice. The police asked anyone with information to come forward and help them solve this case. However, little to no progress has been made so far in catching the killers. After Foolio's death, the internet went wild, everyone buzzing out with speculation and tons of wild guesses flying around about who killed him. But to figure out why he died and who might have done it, we gotta look at his life, music, and the rough world he lived in. Foolio was no stranger to the streets and gang violence, and one thing was for sure, he had many OPPs looking for the right moment to take his life. His lyrics were raw and real, reflecting the hard times he grew up in, but also taking jabs at his dead rivals. People liked it for its honesty, but it also made him a target. One big idea is that Foolio's social media might have gotten him killed. A crime expert in Jacksonville thinks his posts about where he was made him an easy target for his enemies. In gang wars, sharing your location is always deadly, and Foolio seemed to do that all night. His Instagram story became almost like his public diary. Foolio's lawyer also says it was an ambush, a planned attack by people who knew exactly where to find him. This theory also makes sense because Foolio had a long-lasting feud with another major gang in Jacksonville. Over the years, things kept getting worse between them, with threats and violence on both sides. So there's speculation that the shooter might be from this rival group, using Foolio's post to get revenge. And it wouldn't be surprising considering their history. Foolio's death could be another chapter in a bloody feud that's taken many lives. These two groups hated each other. They made songs dissing each other, trying to show they were tougher. These music fights often turned into real-life violence, with both sides wanting to prove they were on top. Foolio's death could be the latest blow in this back and forth of violence. Another idea is that someone tried to rob Foolio. Since it was his birthday, he might have had expensive things on him, making him a target for criminals. But this seems less likely because the attack looked looked planned, and he already had problems with rival gangs. For now, the police are still investigating, looking at hotel cameras and talking to people who saw what happened. They hope to find the shooter and bring them to face justice. But with no leads yet, many people wonder if Foolio's killer will ever be caught, because there seems to be a pattern, since this isn't the first time Foolio has survived attempts on his life, and in those other cases, despite police investigations, the shooters were never identified. Other attempts on Foolio's life. Back in 2023, at around 6:30 in the morning, while the rapper was out to get vape from the store, he was ambushed and shot in the foot.
I was up the whole night type. My dumb ass, I'm nicking. I wanted to go get a vape from the store. So I hopped in the car, and I guess I got ambushed. Somebody was waiting on me when I pulled out the driveway, and I saw the car, like I saw a little glimpse of the car. But by the time I got to the stop sign, they hopped out and went to shooting. They shot the car. Then I just went to hit, and I went to driving type.
But while Foolio was trying to escape the gunmen, a bullet pierced through the side door and hit him in his foot, causing extreme pain.
Look at the car, that bit was hit up from the bottom to the top window to the front. All that shot up, and I just luckily caught a foot shot. That's better than nothing.
So basically, the bullet went through the car and hit your foot.
Yeah, it went through like the bottom, like door type.
What makes this story even crazier is that although Foolio got hit in the foot, he managed to limp and drove himself to the hospital. News of the shooting spread like wildfire online, with everyone worried and guessing what happened. As details came out, it was clear this wasn't random. Foolio had beef with other rappers, especially Youngin Ace, another rapper from Jacksonville. They'd been dissing each other on social media and in songs for a while. Though some fans thought the shooting might be because of this, there's no factual proof to back it up. The Jacksonville police started an investigation to find the shooter. However, they had no clear leads, and so the shooters were neither caught nor identified. After the shooting, Foolio kept updating his fans on social media. He let them know he was okay and super thankful for their support. But this wasn't Foolio's first time getting shot. At the tender age of 15, Foolio would see his life flash before his eyes. After being kicked out of school for fighting, Foolio was transferred to another school in his OPP's neighborhood, gangs he was beefing with. On his first day of school, one of the boys in that hood died that morning, and so everyone thought he had something to do with it. He died getting on the school bus. So when Foolio got to school, everyone suspected him of the murder. And to make things worse, Foolio began taunting the OPPs on Facebook for their member that died that morning. Later that day, Foolio got on the school bus, and at first, everything seemed normal, but as he stepped off the bus, someone jumped him and started shooting. Foolio got hit in the hip. The pain was horrible, and his hip popped out of place. He couldn't even run. Trying to save himself, Foolio started crawling away. He saw the shooter firing at his friends who were running scared. It was terrifying. Foolio crawled into a yard nearby, hoping to be safe, but the homeowner yelled at him to leave, even though he was badly hurt. Not too long after Foolio passed out. This might have saved his life. The shooter probably thought he was dead. Finally, his friends called an ambulance, and he was rushed to the hospital. Foolio's injuries were serious. He needed multiple surgeries to fix his broken hip. They put a rod in his hip, stitches and staples. Recovery was long and painful. He had to learn to walk again, which took months. He went from a wheelchair to crutches, and finally, he could walk again on his own. While in the hospital, the police questioned Foolio about the shooting. They thought he might be involved in the death of the person he'd been arguing with earlier that day. This person was killed getting on the bus before Foolio. The police thought the two events were connected. Foolio said he had nothing to do with the op's death, and eventually, they believed him. Another attempt on Foolio's life happened in 2021 when he was leaving a studio session in Riverside, Jacksonville. But even before the shooting, things weren't peaceful in Riverside. The house on Ernest Street, where the shooting happened, had been causing problems for months. It was being used as a recording studio, and neighbors weren't happy about it. They complained about loud music, cars coming and going all night, and even saw people with guns. They told the house owner and the city many times, but it felt like nobody listened. Foolio had just finished a recording session and was walking back to his car with his gun in his hand. He suddenly felt something wasn't right, and as sat down on the car seat, his OPPs ambushed him and sprayed bullets on the car. Foolio also shot back, emptying his clip. Luckily, the shooters ran away, and then cops arrived shortly after. His actions were questioned online, and 12 hours later, he went on his IG Live to clear the whole thing.
Listen, on trading my gun and register, I shot back in self-defense. Y'all dumb. I shot back in self-defense. You don't think if I did something illegal, I would be in jail? The police would put me in the back of the car. Type of
He further went on to explain the shootout and brag about how he could never be caught lacking.
Did miss a whole 100 shots though. You know they sick right now. Whoever did it, they sick. One nigga had 2 choppers, 1 me. I'm blowing back on Trade. They must have thought I was lacking for sure.
On yet another occasion, Foolio's car was ambushed and shot up, only this time his girlfriend was injured in the attack.
People doing whatever to get at people either way, whether it's songs, catching a nigga with his wife, whatever, doing whatever to catch.
Well, that happened to you, right? Your girl got shot? Is that
My
right?
car got shot up.
Your car got shot and your girl was in the car, right?
Yeah, I wasn't in the car. She was driving the car.
Did she get hit?
Yeah, but she good though.
That's just a taste of the street life Foolio was living. There's probably some other stories he ain't want to talk about to everyone. In recent times, some weird things have been popping up around his death. A lot of mystery and controversy. Controversies around Foolio's death. Foolio's lawyer, Louis Fusco, says someone jumped him in the parking lot of a hotel. It's not exactly clear what happened, but it was a surprise attack and Foolio died. The news of his death hit hard, fans were sad, and people in Jacksonville felt bad. But things got weird a few days later when strange messages started popping up on Foolio's Instagram. On Sunday, June 30th, a clip of an interview Foolio had done with No Jumpers was uploaded to his Instagram.
We need to do this again next year.
Yeah, that's love, bro. I'm gonna be here for sure. I ain't gonna know it. I'm a demigod, man. You can't get me.
Where did you get the demigod thing from?
Kratos. Bro, I play a lot of games and watch a lot of movies.
Stranger Things, they be saying that shit too.
Kratos, man, I'm a demigod. They can't get me.
The timing and strangeness of this post made fans think Foolio might have faked his death. The next day, another video showed Foolio dressed like a famous wrestler who comes back from the dead. The caption said, "My grandma does voodoo," hinting that Foolio could cheat death. Fans were confused and suspicious. Many questioned if he was really gone. People commented asking for proof he was dead. Some thought it was all a show. One fan said, "Foolie, are you dead or not? I'm confused." Another said they wouldn't believe it until there was a funeral. There wasn't a regular funeral or any proof of death, which made things seem even fishier. Faking death isn't unheard of in hip-hop. Some artists blur the lines between real life and performance, but with no real proof either way, fans and everyone else are stuck wondering. Foolio's own words before he died about being a demigod and voodoo make things even more confusing. The police are also part of the drama. Reports say Foolio posted the address of his birthday party online, which might have made it easier for someone to attack him. This makes people wonder if social media played a role and if the attackers planned it all. With no arrests or suspects yet, some people think there might be a cover-up or something bigger going on. There were also rumors in the street that there was money on Foolio's head.
Do you feel like you got money on your head?
I done heard a few rumors in the streets.
I mean, is around what 100?
I heard that. I heard 50 one time, I heard 80 one time. Yeah, I heard a lot of you know what I'm saying? I ain't no telling if it's true or not, but I heard a lot of
There's a lot to consider here. The weird social media posts, the mysterious death, and Foolio's own personality all add to the confusion. Did he fake his death, or was it a planned attack? Either way, the whole situation has got his fans worrying and confused. Another controversial thing that happened after his death was that a video of his girlfriend twerking just 7 days later went viral. The video rubbed Foolio's fans the wrong way. The internet was split on the matter, some saying she had the right to, while others calling out her actions as insensitive. She later came online and informed the fans that she wasn't the one in the video, but the damage had already been done. Aftermath and impact on Jacksonville. Foolio was well known in Jacksonville for being at the center of the gang wars in the city. The rapper literally had a track record of dissing dead OPPs. That was a major part of his brand, and he had his gang behind him. So after his death, the sheriff of Jacksonville, Sheriff Waters, has been taking measures to ensure there is no retaliation from Foolio gangs, because that would be a bloodbath in Jacksonville. Sheriff Waters is keeping a close eye on rival groups who have a history of violence. He says they won't let anyone shoot up houses or cars to get revenge for Foolio's death.
This is real life. So he has a mother, you know, he has parents, siblings, probably friends, and they have to deal with these kind of losses, and it's unfortunate. Now the next thing is these groups, and I won't name them, they know who they are. We're not going to tolerate any retribution, any revenge. We're going to watch. We're going to be around paying attention to what's going on. But it's unfortunate.
The sheriff's office has begun a plan to prevent more violence. They announced that they'll be alert, watching the rival groups closely, and make sure they know any revenge will be stopped immediately. They also urged everyone to be aware that glorifying violence online can have terrible consequences in the real world. One of Foolio's biggest rivals in music and the streets is a Jacksonville rapper called Youngeen Ace. The tension between the two rappers can be traced back to their affiliations with rival gangs. Foolio is associated with the KTA, Kill Them All gang, while Youngeen Ace is linked to the ATK. Ace is his top killers gang. These gangs have a long history of animosity, and their members are often involved in violent confrontations. The rivalry between KTA and ATK set the stage for the personal beef between Foolio and Youngeen Ace. Foolio and Youngeen Ace were hip-hop rappers who hated each other for a long time. Their fight wasn't just about music, it was serious and dangerous. But things got really bad when the rivalry turned bloody in May 2017. Foolio's 19-year-old cousin Zion Brown was killed after a man bashed into a West Side home and fatally shot Brown. 19-year-old DeAndre Thomas was arrested for the shooting. 7 months prior to the killing, Thomas and Kenyatta Bullard, aka Youngeen Ace, had been implicated in a conspiracy to rob a marijuana seller at Orange Park, for which Youngeen Ace pleaded no contest. As payback, in June 2018, Youngeen Ace was ambushed and shot at. It was his younger brother's birthday, and he had taken him out for dinner to celebrate with 2 other friends, and 25 seconds later, they pulled up to a red light, and boom, bullets are sprayed. Youngeen Ace is shot 8 times, but luckily he survives. However, lying beside him is his dead brother and 2 friends who didn't make it. After that, Foolio celebrated the shootings on his social media with a multiple posts, and even created a t-shirt featuring the late Royale Devon Smith Jr. Cessface that said, "Rest in 23. Foolio also made a diss track, When I See You, where he references the deaths and taunts Ace. The song's music video even features a mock gravesite with the names of Ace's deceased friends, a move that many saw as a way to taunt Youngeen Ace. But the violence didn't stop there. In January 2019, Foolio's brother, Adrian Dennard Gaynor Jr., known as Bibby, was shot and killed in a Jacksonville apartment complex. This murder further deepened the rift between Foolio and Youngeen Ace, as both sides continued to blame each other for the escalating violence. The loss of Bibby was a devastating blow to Foolio, and he channeled his grief and anger into his music. In 2020, Youngeen Ace released the song Who I Smoke, which samples Vanessa Carlton's 1,000 Miles. The song, which features Ace and his crew, taunts Foolio by mentioning the names of his deceased friends, including Bibby. The song quickly went viral, drawing both praise and criticism for its boldness. Foolio would also respond with his own diss track, Bibby Flow, where he addresses the death of his brother and takes aim at Youngeen Ace and his crew. The back and forth between the two rappers continued to escalate, with each new release adding fuel to the fire. The beef has also spilled over into social media, where both Foolio and Youngeen Ace frequently exchange insults and threats. Then, in June 2024, after Foolio was shot and killed, to his fans the news was awful, but for Youngeen Ace, it was a chance to be even more brutal. Just a few hours after Foolio died, Youngeen Ace released a song that some people think is about killing someone. The lyrics were taunting, and everyone knew it was about Foolio. Youngeen Ace didn't stop there. A few days later, he released yet another diss track with the title Game Over, which clearly talked about Foolio's death. A lawyer said these lyrics could get Youngeen Ace in trouble. People were divided. Some thought Youngeen Ace was right, while others thought he was disrespectful. The hip-hop world was confused, and it wasn't clear if this was real or just music. Foolio's lawyer confirmed his death and asked for privacy, but the damage was done. The police chief, Lee Burkall, promised to find the people who did this. They're working with other police departments and important government agencies to solve the crime. Chief Burkall said they're close to figuring things out and will make arrests soon. Another person deeply affected by Foolio's death was his girlfriend, Manny B. She couldn't believe it happened and feels completely lost. In a heartbreaking message online, she said, "Y'all took my boyfriend from me. I hate y'all, and I won't be the only one crying." People who knew Foolio or listened to his music are feeling this loss deeply. Monty B doesn't know how to go on, and everyone feels like they're in a bad dream. As the investigation continues, Monty B's grief reminds us of the love and pain that comes with such a tragic event, and it's definitely dangerous for you, man.
You know, you've been shot before, you've been grazed, you've been in quite a bit of these horrible situations, man. It doesn't seem like the dudes who want you, or I don't know if it's one person or a lot of people, but they're not gonna stop until you're dead. It doesn't look like.
Yeah.
I just want to say, bro, I hope you get a bulletproof car when you're in Jacksonville, man. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't want to see nothing happen to you, man. We've lost way too many rappers.
Definitely.
And it's definitely dangerous for you, man. So, you know, a lot of rappers would be alive if they had bulletproof cars.
If you enjoyed watching this video, click on one of the boxes on your screen to watch similar content.